Hi, everyone. Welcome again to Ivy English. I'm Bruce.
I'm Angela.
And I'm Wesley.
Today is February 24th. Yesterday, we started an article called A Quick Look at Instant Noodles. Today is the second day and the final day of this two-day programming on one of the most popular foods in the whole world, instant noodles.
今天我们是昨天那篇文章的第二部分。那这篇文章的标题，中文标题是《飘香一甲子之泡面物语》。
All right, I'll read through the article first, as we always do on our program, and then Angela will join me in explaining the English sentences, and of course, Master Wesley. We will consult him for making it clear to you in Chinese as well.
What you're not seeing is the obsequious bowing.
Instant noodles have been around for such a long time and are so ubiquitous that you might think you know all there is to know about them. However, here are some fun facts about this quick, tasty snack that you might not be aware of. How much for those noodles? These days, a cup or package of instant noodles is quite economical. Thus, it will probably come as a surprise that when they first came onto the market, they were 6 times as much as the price of regular noodles. That made them a luxury food in comparison to the standard udon wheat flour noodles of the day. The Japanese are not among the top 3 consumers of instant noodles. Although they were invented in Japan, people in China, Indonesia, and India enjoy the greatest amount of instant noodles. Data from the World Instant Noodles Association shows that people from China ate over 40 billion servings of instant noodles in 2019. Meanwhile, Indonesians had more than 12 billion servings, while people in India consumed 6.7 billion that year. Japan was 4th on the list with 5.6 billion. Outside of Asia, the country with the highest consumption of instant noodles was the United States. In 2019, Americans enjoyed more than 4.5 billion servings, which put them 6th on the World Instant Noodle Association's list. American prisoners barter with instant noodles. It has been reported by U.S. media that some convicts in American prisons use instant noodles as a type of currency. They do this by offering other inmates noodles to clean, do their laundry, or steal fruit for them.
Well, that's an interesting little factoid. Getting back to the beginning of the second half of our article, it says, instant noodles have been around for such a long time. They've been around for about more than 50 years now.
Right.
And they're so ubiquitous. Ubiquitous is an awesome word that you should definitely add to your vocabulary. It means that they're everywhere. It's a nice fancy way of saying everybody eats them, everyone likes them. So they are so ubiquitous that you might think you know all there is to know about them. It's just a thing that exists in the world and it's all around.
没错，好，所以这个地方讲到说，这个泡面呢 have been around 就是存在啊，它已经存在了 for such a long time， 已经存在了很久很久的时间。好，然后呢 ，and they are so ubiquitous 啊，他们是随处可见啊 ，ubiquitous 就是随处可见啊 ，present 或者是 appearing。或者是 found everywhere 啊，有一个这个它意思很像啊，但是这个那比较难也比较少见一点的字叫 omnipresent 好，那也是无所不在的意思啊 omnipresent 是 omnipresent 好 omnipresent 好，那这个 omni 就是 all 的意思，是 all present 的意思好，所以这个泡面呢是 ubiquitous 随处都有，随处都看得到好，那 所以这个程度到什么程度呢？到 that you might think 你可能会以为说啊，这东西太普遍了啊，所以你可能会觉得说啊 you know all there is to know about to know all there is to know about something 就是对这个东西一清二楚，所以你可能会觉得说你对泡面这个东西已经一清二楚了，该知道的你通通知道了，叫做 to know all there is to know about something.
However, here are some fun facts about this quick tasty snack that you might not be aware of. Okay, despite the fact that the noodles are ubiquitous and everybody knows everything about them, here are some fun facts. Here's some information for you that we think you probably don't know, but is a lot of fun.
好，但是呢 here are 但是现在这里有一些Fun facts 就是有趣的事实有趣的这个消息讯息等等的 about this 关于这个 quick 就是很快，因为泡面吃起来很快嘛。那 tasty 就是好吃的having a pleasing 或者是 distinct flavor 好吃吃起来很愉快，然后呢而且蛮特别的一个味道所以 tasty 也可以用来指东西好吃，所以大家可以学一学不是说好吃的东西只有 delicious 还有 tasty。这是个很好吃的一个 snack 一个这个点心，那这个点心那我们要谈关于它的一些 fun facts， 那 that you might not be aware of 那个 that 指的是那个 fun facts 那些有趣的事情是你也许还不知道还不知晓 be aware of 就是知道 have knowledge of 的意思。
So, how much for those noodles? These days, a cup or package of instant noodles is quite economical. If you describe something as economical, it means that it easily fits within a limited budget. It means it's cheap or worth buying.
OK, 好，所以呢 these days 就是 at the present time 或者 at present 现在呢 a cup 一杯或者 a package 一包泡面呢 is quite 相当的 economical 就是我们讲经济实惠not costing too much 或者 not costing much money 所以它相当的经济实惠。
Thus, it will probably come as a surprise that when they first came onto the market, they were 6 times as much as the price of regular noodles. That seems incredible because almost anyone can afford to buy a pack of instant noodles.
No.
Nowadays, right. To come as a surprise simply means it is surprising that we don't expect something, but in this case it's true. When in 1958 they first came onto the market, instant noodles, if the regular noodles, udon stall noodles were $1, instant noodles, the dry ones that you have to add water to, were $6.
好，所以因为这样子，因为它现在看起来很经济实惠，所以呢 it will probably 可能会 come as a surprise that 好，所以 it comes as a surprise that 就 that 子句里面这件事情呢让你觉得蛮惊讶的好 to come as a surprise 其实就是 surprising 的意思，所以 it 就是指 that 那个子句这件事情呢可能会让你觉得蛮惊讶的it will probably come as a surprise that 什么样的事情会让你觉得很惊讶呢？ When they first came onto the market 当他们一开始上市进入市场的时候 came onto the market 他们是 6 times as much as 是贵6倍比什么贵6倍呢？ 6 times as much as the price of regular noodles. Regular 就是 ordinary 所以他们的价钱比一般的普通的面还要贵6倍。
I'm pretty sure that was not the original intention, though.
No.
I mean, I'm sure that their intention was that it was affordable for everyone, but because it was a new manufacturing process, they had to charge more, and so it made them a luxury food in comparison to the standard udon wheat flour noodles of the day. But, you know, luxury foods that are also snack foods and easy to eat sometimes can overcome their price differential.
Chocolate.
Right.
Yeah. 好，所以呢我们可以看到说这个 that 就是指它的高价 made them 使得他们成为一个 a luxury food 一个很奢侈的一种食物luxury 这个字呢 它本来就是很奢侈的意思。然后在这里你可以把它看成是个形容词啊，那修饰那个 food 一个奢侈的食物。好 in comparison to 就是跟什么比起来算是奢侈的食物呢？跟这个 the standard 就是这个 standard 在这里就是我们刚刚前一句的 regular 意思差不多，就是这个标准的那个一般的乌龙面哈，乌冬哈，那这个 wheat flour 就是小麦面粉的这个面条 of the day 就是指当时，所以呢这个跟当时的这种小麦面粉的这种乌龙面比起来呢，这个泡面呢它们是个 luxury food， 它是一种奢侈的食物。
The Japanese are not among the top 3 consumers of instant noodles. Now remember, we have some fun facts here. You might figure, hey, they were made in Japan, so that's probably where most of the instant noodles are not only made but eaten. But Japan is not even in the top 3 of countries in the world that eat noodles, instant noodles. Although they were invented in Japan, as I just said, people in China, Indonesia, and India enjoy the greatest amount of instant noodles. Well, it just so happens that these 3 countries also have many more people than Japan, so that really shouldn't surprise us too much. And noodles, of course, in China have been around, I guess, for thousands of years. It's nothing new to them either, so it's not a strange food.
And in the case of China and India, they also are wheat producers, so it also makes sense.
Very much so.
But not Indonesia. Doesn't make sense at all.
那好，所以我们看到这个句子，他说虽然呢这个我们先看前面的标题哈，他说日本人哈，他不是 top 3 consumers， 就是这个泡面的排名最高的3个消耗者，就是使用者。换句话说，日本人他们吃泡面呢，他们没有排到前3名啊。那我们再看这个文章的句子，他说虽然说泡面 they 就是指泡面 were invented in Japan， 虽然它是在日本被发明的，但是呢在中国啊，在这个印尼还有在印度这些地方的人呢 enjoy 他们享用 the greatest amount of instant noodles， 他们享用的速食面或者泡面呢是吃最多的。
Data from the World Instant Noodles Association shows that people from China ate over 40 billion servings of instant noodles in 2019.
That's a lot.
Well, it's actually, having done the math...
Yes, have you done the math?
You betcha. 29 servings of instant noodles per person per year in China.
So, wow, that's...
OK 好，所以呢
Wow
data 就是数据哈，来自于这个世界泡面协会。然后呢这个数据呢，世界泡面协会的数据 shows 显示中国人呢 ate over 他们吃了超过400亿的这个 serving 就是份啊，一份一份啊 a quantity of food served 好 at one time to a person 哈，所以这个地方就是他们吃了400亿份的这个速食面啊，2019年吃了这么多啊。那不过 Bruce 老师说，他平均了一下，其实如果平均的话是这个在中国呢，每一个人一年啊吃29 servings 啊的这个泡面，所以这样子算一算，好像也不是那么多。
And Bruce used an expression I love. He did the math. He figured out the exact quantities. He figured out the exact goings on of the situation.
好，所以这个 he did the math 或者 I did the math 就是我有算过啊，中文大概就是讲我有算过，我有去算一下 ，Yeah,
it's not a made up guess, not an estimate. Okay, meanwhile, Indonesians had more than 12 billion servings, while people in India consumed 6.7 billion that year. Now, in India, which has 1.3 billion people, that would only be 5 or 6 servings per year. Indonesia has between 250 and 300 million. Let's call it 300 million. No, let's call it 250. It's better math. That would be 48 servings per year.
Which isn't a lot, but
It's
also
really
you're assuming that literally every Indonesian eats...
Yeah, that's it. And some would never eat it,
would never
and
eat,
others
and
would
some
eat
are
it
having
5
it,
times a week.
Which is very undernourishing of them.
Yeah， 好，所以我们可以看到这个地方啊，他说这个
Is that a verb?
That is not a verb. Please don't listen to.
Yeah， 好 ，Meanwhile， 在此同时呢 ，Indonesians 就是印尼的人呢，啊，他们吃了超过120亿杯的这个泡面啊，但是在印度呢，他们吃了67亿的这个泡面那一年哈，那这个算一算的话，这个因为印度人口比较多，所以平均起来大概一人每年吃五杯的泡面哈，或5份泡面。那这个印尼大概是吃48份或者48杯的泡面哈。那这个地方这个食用啊，我们用的这个 have 这个字哈 ，have 当然可以表示吃。另外一个我们看到是 consume 这个字 ，consume 它可以表示 eat, drink or ingest。Food or drink 啊 ，ingest 就是 ingest， 所以 consume 本来的意思是消耗，但它也用来指吃或者是喝。
Now, Japan was 4th on the list, so they still made the top 10, but even if they didn't make the top 3, but you know, it's a population issue with 5.6 billion servings served.
那日本呢排名第4was 4th on the list 那他日本消耗了多少泡面呢？56亿这个杯或者份的泡面。
Outside of Asia, now notice all these 4 countries we just mentioned are in Asia. The country with the highest consumption of instant noodles was the United States. Consumption means eating of something, sometimes also drinking of something.
Or the use of something if we're talking about non-edible goods.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, consumption 就是我们前一句 consume 的这个的名词哈 consumption 它可以是消耗消费，它可以指吃，可以指喝，可以指用，都可以用东西哈。所以 outside of Asia， 在我们前面讲的国家都是在亚洲，所以它说在亚洲之外呢，好 the country with the highest consumption of 就是有这个消耗量最高的这个速食面消耗量最高的国家是什么呢？是美国 the United States。In
2019, Americans enjoyed more than 4.5 billion servings. And America hasn't got the population of other countries, so these dudes really are chowing down. And that put them 6th on the World Instant Noodle Association's list.
在2019年呢，美国人吃掉了超过45亿份的或者杯的这个泡面。那 which 就是指这样的一个数字呢 ，put them 6th on the 什么 list， 就是让他们排在这个排行榜上面排第6位在这个世界泡面协会排行榜上面排了第6位，所以其实很有趣在日本我们前4名都知道，第6名也知道是美国那第5名我们文章没有写出来，但是有一个线索，我们知道第5名应该也是在亚洲，因为他说亚洲之外美国最多，那美国是排第6嘛，所以排名第5的应该也是在亚洲。
And that comes out to what, 13 servings a person?
Exactly, because the U.S. now has just over 330 million people, which is 1/3 of a billion. So 3 times 4.5 is going to be 13 or 14. Now, if students, American college students wouldn't believe that because they eat 300 servings a year.
Right, but then there's the rest of us who have stopped doing that to our bodies.
Yeah， 好，所以刚刚这个我们算了一下，所以美国人平均一年是吃13杯泡面或13份的泡面。Yeah.
Okay, let's continue and finish up now. American prisoners barter with instant noodles. Barter is to trade. I give you this, you give me that, and we are bartering, usually without the use of money. Whatever country you live in has its own currency or money. But in bartering, I'll babysit for your kid while you go to work, and you will do my homework for me, or something like that will be a barter or trade.
好，所以 barter 其实就是交易，而且通常是以物易物就它没有牵涉到那个钞票或者金钱所以在这里我们看到说美国的这个他这里谈到美国的这些囚犯呢，他们用泡面来交易。
It has been reported by U.S. media. Now, media are any of the broadcasting or print information companies, magazines, newspapers, radio, TV is what we usually think of as the media, that some convicts, some prisoners. You can see prisoners in the 黑体字 up here in this title of this section. A convict is a prisoner. In American prisons, that's why we call them prisoners, use instant noodles as a type of, as a kind of, as a sort of currency or money. They barter. They don't buy and sell.
Well, if you've got a currency, then you're not bartering.
Correct.
So, technically here.
Yeah, 好，所以这个我看到说，他说 it has been reported 啊，有人这样子报道哈，是美国的媒体这样报道，所以这个不是说我们自己想出来，是美国媒体报道，那到底是真是假？那要看他所谓那个媒体啊讲的是真是假。好 ，that 报道什么呢 ？Some convicts 就是囚犯，那 convict 也可以表示被定罪的人。好，这个字很有趣啊，这个字它跟 convince 是同一个字根。啊 ，convince 就是说服嘛，好，那 convince 那个 con 就是 with 或者 together， 那个 vince 是 conquer 的意思，啊，是征服的意思，所以 convince 这个字原来的意思是 overcome， 啊，就我被你 overcome 了，啊，你把我说服了。那很有趣的是 convict 这个字囚犯这个字居然也是跟 convince 一模一样啊，可能是这个我被定罪了嘛，就是我被 overcome 了，我没有办法说服你说我没犯罪，我就被定罪了啊，大概是这样。不过这个实际的这个字的意义怎么流变，这个还要再去查。但是 convicts 它的字根跟 convince 是一样的啊，都是被 conquer 的意思。好，所以这个囚犯呢，在美国的监狱里面的囚犯呢，他们会使用 instant， 就我们讲 instant noodles 是泡面，来当做一种 currency 是货币。那这个 currency 它的字根那个 cur 啊是 run 的意思，跑的意思。啊，所以什么叫 currency？ 它原来意思是流通的意思，流通的一种货币叫做 currency。好，所以我们讲 current C-O-R 就是 run 的意思，所以这个我们讲 current 啊，水流啊、电流啊等等，那个就是它会在跑的东西。好，所以你看到这个还有 occur， 那个 occur 其实也是 run 的意思啊，所以很有趣。
Just that's the same as like we think of electric current as something running through the wires.
Oh yeah， 所以像電流啊，它也是会跑的东西。好，这 occur 原来字根的意思就是跑的意思。
Why did I go to college? I should have just been around him and learned a lot of English.
Think of this as your graduate degree at Wesley University.
That's Wesleyan.
Wesley U.
Well, I just think it's fun. It's fun to know the
really
origin of these words.
It is.
And it helps you remember them.
Yes. Yeah. Which is why we love listening to you.
No, thank you.
So the last sentence is they, meaning the prisoners, do this, meaning use instant noodles as currency by offering other inmates noodles to clean. Clean my floor, I'll give you noodles. Do my laundry, I'll give you noodles. Steal fruit for me, which is way more nutritious than noodles. I will give you noodles.
Yeah, 所以他们怎么样交易呢？ By offering 就是提供，好，这个 offer 这个 F-E-R 这个字根是 bring 的意思，那 O-F 就是 before， 所以 offer 是 bring before， 所以那个概念是我带到你前面来，要不要接受由你来决定，好，所以 fur 当 bring 还有另外一个很常见的是 prefer，pre 是 before， 所以我比较喜欢，所以我先带这个 prefer 啊，所以这个 fur 有这个意思。好，那他这个提供给 other inmates 就是监狱里面的这个囚犯哈，就是跟你一起关着的人。好，这个 inmate 这个 in 就是本来是 inn 那个小酒馆那个 inn 啊，那个 mate 就是同伴。好，那后来不知道怎么演变成为监狱里面的同伴啊。那总之呢，你给其他的这个监狱同伴里面给他泡面，那希望他们能够帮你 clean 打扫，好，或者是do laundry 或者洗衣服，或者是去帮你偷水果。
Okay, now we want to see how much you've forgotten from yesterday's lesson, and hopefully you have remembered and studied hard with us today for today's lesson. We have a number of questions for you. The first of which is, what is the day one passage mainly about? Of course, that means what was yesterday's passage mainly about.
第一天的文章主要在谈什么呢？
C is the answer, the person who invented instant noodles.
答案是 C， 发明泡面的人。
Number 2, according to the day one passage, how did Ando get the idea for instant noodles?
根据第一天的文章啊，这个安藤百福他是如何想到泡面的点子呢？
Like any good businessman, D, he noticed many people buying noodles and thought, this is an opportunity.
Business opportunity.
Yeah， 所以他答案是 D 啊，他发现许多人在买面啊，他就有这个敏感度，知道说，诶，这个有机会哦。
Don't go away. We still have 2 more questions. Number 3. Which of the following is not true about instant noodles?
下列关于泡面的叙述哪一个是错的呢？
And the answer is B here. People in Japan consumed the most instant noodles in 2019. Wrong. It was China.
好 B 是错的，因为他说2019年日本人吃的泡面最多啊，日本人其实排名第4而已。
And the answer and the question for number 4 is, which of the following is closest in meaning to currency? In day 2, paragraph 4.
好，下列哪一个的意思最接近第2天第4段的 currency 这个字呢？
Bruce already said it. The answer is A, money.
答案是 A, 金钱。
Okay, that's it for yesterday's and today's double lesson for you. Join us anytime you have the time, and we're right here for you.